I'm Ferg Neal. We're going around and interviewing some of the top comedians in the country. Today we went down to the ABC studios, which look, it wasn't Channel 9, but you make do with what you got. Today we talked to Triple J host and comedian Matt Okine. Matt, how are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm tired. I stayed up way too late last night. I was writing a song.
Yeah, because I heard that you rap.
I do rap
You
a
rap.
bit. Yeah,
You're a good rapper.
I was
Yeah.
laying down some sick beats, writing some solid multis.
And you've won a few awards
Yes.
for just generally talking about life.
Yeah,
So you
that's
won-
exactly what I was doing.
So you won like
I was just joking. I was telling people what I had for breakfast, and I won some awards. It was a good year.
Like you won the comedy release at the Arias. You also won the Director's Choice at last year's Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
You've got a self-titled show at this year's Comedy Festival. What can people expect?
Well, I mean, the thing is, the self-titled stuff, right?
Yeah, that's like what something that Kanye West might do.
No,
Or something. Yeah,
I
a
don't
little
understand
bit, a little
that.
bit.
No, the thing is,
Because most people have a name for their show.
I know, they're
Yeah.
all like, it's like, Close Encounters of the Okine or something like that. They asked you to register for the comedy festival 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was still doing my last show. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. So I can't be saying, Matt Okine's show, love, happiness and banana crumpets, you know.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the time of me actually doing the show, there's no talk about banana crumpets. And then people are like, people from like the Australian Crumpet Association are like, why aren't you promised us crumpet talk. And I don't have any crumpet jokes at that stage.
So it's a comedian's job to kind of cut through the bullshit. So what we did, we got some student dilemmas that have come up.
Oh, okay,
and I
cool.
thought I'd read them out and then maybe you can help them solve
Please.
them. So this happened in Sweden. So your Uber driver turns out to be a disgruntled taxi driver who tells you he's driving you to the police station.
Oh,
Yeah, this happened in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah, so an off-duty taxi driver as an Uber driver, which is illegal in itself, but anyway, we'll just ignore that.
I reckon by the time he's dropped you at the police station and realises that fare is 20% less than his normal charging, he's going to be like, actually stay in. This is better.
The next situation is you're at a party.
Yeah.
And this is a common problem with uni students because uni students are very poor. Someone steals your goon sack at a party. Do you have to hunt them down, you have to retrieve it, or you have to bide your time and know that sooner or later?
It depends. I mean, are they flaunting it around the party?
I guess they're flaunting. Yeah,
Are
they're
they
showing
just-
off with the goon
they
sack. Yeah, they're not.
You should never show off
especially
bagged
with a
wine,
stolen.
by
yeah,
the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if you're so poor that you didn't even buy your own bagged wine, then you got to take it. You got to use that shiny alfoil packaging, and you need to take a good
I've
hard look
had
at
a friend
yourself.
who's worn it as a hat before.
Sure.
And it wasn't. They look cool, but it wasn't their goon sack to flaunt. They shouldn't have used it as a fashion apparel.
No.
What should you do in that situation?
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't condone violence.
when I
but-
have bagged wine, it's often much heavier because I quite like. I take the nozzle out because you can take the nozzle out if you don't know that.
That's a good technique. Thanks, Ashley.
Pouring in a bottle of 1.25 litre Fanta, orange Fanta. That's
okay.
how I always did
So
it.
you try and dilute the shitness.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it just makes for a very, very swollen sack. Do you know what I mean? So you got to be hella careful.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wish whoever is stealing it all the best, because
Yeah.
they better have hands like bloody Peter Schmeichel.
Andre, you talk a lot about Ja Rule. Why is that? Why Ja Rule as opposed to? And I saw this.
Because it's Ja Rule, man. Come on. I guess Ja Rule is just because when I was in high school, Ja Rule was dumb man.
Okay. Yeah.
Like he dropped some serious jams, but then he kind of disappeared. And I think the reason why I bring it up as well is because recently I was my girlfriend and I were talking about that. There was that song Mesmerize.
Yeah.
And then we went out, we had drinks and everything, we had dinner. Then that night we were like getting close.
Okay. Yeah.
In the bedroom. I'm gonna keep it PG.
Yeah, PG's good.
But we were.
But also elaborate.
We were getting intimate, and then I thought, I just looked down at her, and I thought it would be a good time to do a Ja Rule impersonation, right? So I said, "Yo hips, those thighs are," right? Mood destroyed.
Nothing happened.
Absolutely, literally, she just goes, "What did you just say?" And I went, "I don't know. I think I just did a Ja Rule impersonation." And she goes, "Why?"
Do you hate? Because I know a lot of comedians, they despise hecklers.
Well, I mean, because look, sometimes hecklers can be really good. I can't think of off the top of my head where they're like,
but
real
99%
choice
of the time
hecklers.
they're very shy.
Yeah, the real problem with hecklers is when they just want to have a conversation.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
And like you'll just be like,
Yeah.
you'll be like, so I was at the shops the other day, and then someone will be like, which one? Like, shut up! It doesn't matter which one. It could be anyone.
Do you stop and address it, or you just try to ignore
Well,
it?
if it just keeps happening, because you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I don't know, it was Coles, whatever, and then they'll
Yeah.
be like, Coles Broadway or Coles in. You're like, what is going on here?
Can you talk us through the hat? I saw a Facebook post. You said something about you can't. You know what we want to talk about? We said you can't, if you don't have the hat, you can't do the flat or something.
We stupidly decided that we wanted to bring something back from the
Okay.
90s, okay?
Yeah.
And we felt
When
like.
you say we.
Oh, me and Alex,
Yeah,
sorry, my
yeah.
radio co-host.
Yeah.
So we put the call out to the Australia, and the most people replied, you should bring the Legionnaires hat back.
Okay.
So we were like, sick, let's do that, okay?
Yeah.
But little did we know that that would require us to then wear Legionnaires hats at any given opportunity.
Yeah.
So now I'm wearing a Legionnaires hat with my own name on it, mind you. What a dickhead. But I have to, because if I don't, then, you know, people on this who see this video are going to be like, oh, Okine.
Okay, yeah.
So you fucking interview, you weren't wearing a Legionnaires
a lot
hat
of-
and
do you
letting
get-
the team down.
Do you get a lot of
So now
people
I'm
send
doing it.
stuff through, abusive stuff to you?
Yeah, all the time.
Every day?
Like I would say, it's a very rare day where someone doesn't tell me
Wow.
that they think I'm shit.
Yeah.
When you send in to Triple J on 0439755755, when you send in, it comes into the like the big page where all the texts come in just in a line.
Yeah.
And then you can approve some, which you
Okay,
want to read
yeah.
back later.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can reject some, which
Oh,
are
okay.
ones that are like, you suck.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
Just for fun, while we're at Good As Friday, I checked the rejected entries list, right?
Yeah.
There's a big long list, people just saying like, this is shit, this is the shittiest piece of shit ever. And then I went down to the bottom of the page and one said, Matt Okine is a mong, right? Now this was at 1:15 p.m. in the afternoon was when I was reading them out.
Yeah.
But that text got sent in at 9:59 that morning when I was not even on radio. I was just in bed doing nothing. I wasn't harming anyone, and all of a sudden, some wanker is like, "It's time."
So people are thinking
Matt
about-
Okine is a mong.
That probably draws us to a wrap. So your show, self-titled Matt Okine, is
Yeah.
happening now.
Yes, but come to Melbourne Town Hall and see my show.